We're halfway through the build and changing it to a water cooler. I've taken the CPU cooler off, the existing one, so there it is, the stock cooler. These aren't particularly good for anything other than just office, really. So we've found that we've had a few problems with fitting the cooler. We can't detach the pipes, the cooling pipes, from the block. So we've had to decide on a way to get these pipes through the back of the machine, and then obviously so you can fit the block onto the CPU. So for now we're just going to put the stock cooler back on, but we will be drilling out a rear hole big enough to slot this through, so it would go through like this, and obviously then we can twist it and put it on the board. A rectangular shape in the back here, and then we'll slot the cooler through like that. It'll just slot through, and then we can put it onto the board. I'll probably put some rubber or some sort of a grommet of some sort on here. I don't know, I'll work it out later on. But apart from that, this is how it's looking. So I've bolted this down to the top of the this sort of top cover here. I've fitted the fans that came with it. The fans that were in the case, obviously, I've taken out. I don't think there's much difference there, but I'm hoping they'll be a little bit quieter or whatever. I've wired the cables through. I've got the USB cable ready as well, the little USB sensor cable for the temperatures and stuff for the software. Got this all powered up, so that the pump's powered. Haven't plugged in the sensor cable here yet. But yeah, that's how we're going. So I'll carry on and catch you later on. So this is the inside. You can see the new fans have been fitted. There we go. The two fans are in there. The replacement Corsair fans. We've got 16 gig of RAM in here. It's the Corsair 1866 MHz RAM, DDR3, 16 gigabytes worth. There's the A10 processor, the 6800K, the APU with the 8670D graphics card built in. We're using a little Gigabyte GA-F2A85XN motherboard. It's a mini motherboard there. I've got a Samsung SSD in here. It's the 840 Pro, 500 gig. And of course this case actually comes built in with a 500 watt power supply, so that's pretty cool. And there we go. There's the USB 3 connector which goes on the board. And all these obviously haven't been plugged in yet. And this is going to be drilled through the back so we can stick that in and cool the processor. Yeah. That's good. I was touching cloth then. Ba-dum. Of course, this is where it gets weak, isn't it? Because it's a support there.
Yeah.
Good job. Looking good. Look at that, fantastic. Just smoothing off the edges here. Looking good. So we're trying to get the cooling block through the gap we've just cut through.
Yeah,
Needs a slight more, doesn't it, on a little niggly bit. Bit of a file down.
I'll just cut it a bit too snug.
That's not a bad thing, I guess, is it?
Right. Right. You basically cutting on this one?
Yeah.
Right.
They're all dented anyway, yeah.
It's yours as well, yeah. Not as bad as mine is, but yeah.
Just the way they're
Dented quite badly, aren't they? From the factory. Okay, and this is the final result. So we've secured the radiator there to the top of the machine. Unfortunately, because of how the RAM sits and how close it is in this motherboard, we had to rotate the cooler block 180 degrees around. It's not really a problem, it's just, you know, makes it upside down, I guess. And there's the pipes poking out the back. So, okay, there's a hole there now, but I'll probably fill it with something eventually. It doesn't look too bad. And we're thinking as well, to protect these fins on the top, to put a, what do you call it, what's the type of plastic called?
acrylic.
Acrylic, there you go, acrylic plastic across the top here on standoff, so there's enough air underneath, sorry, room underneath for the air to escape and the heat to escape, but also enough to protect it on the top. Okay, so the temperatures now. With the stock cooler I was getting an average of around 75 degrees on idle, and on the full load it was 105 degrees. Now as you can see, it's 45 degrees at current, and the most it's got to is 76, so the same average before is now its highest temperature. So that's pretty cool. So sort of 35-40 degrees different. So I hope you like this build. It took us a good few days to sort that out, and the help of John and myself and Paul, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed the build. Thanks for watching.
Would you like to go and switch the plug on? It's just behind that table.
Comic moment of the day.
Yeah. It's me just being safe, you know.